to the social universe, where you learn the secrets of the social media through the social universe, and in many cases the secrets of the universe itself. And the universal concept that we've been talking about for the last couple segments is the idea of being able to reduce cost and increase revenue. And it sounds so boring, but if you own a business, it's exciting when you reduce costs and increase revenue. For any of you who still have remaining questions or would like to find out more, you can reach us at 480-296-1776. That number again, make sure you write this down, is 480-296-1776. And this is Kurt Wilhelm, your host of the Social Universe on Voice America. We now want to talk about why it is so important to reduce costs, and that is that you get to go spend it. It's kind of like going through and telling your water company and your personal home, I want to pay less, and somehow they lower that. You reassess your home for a different value. You pay less taxes, and you get a tax return. You get to go shopping. So in these next two segments, we want to talk about what you do when you go shopping with the money that you save in your business. You want to shop in ways that increase revenue for your company, not just ways that you spend that money. You always want to make sure that there's a return on investment in anything that you do. So advertising is a great way to invest in your company so that there is an ROI, which is ROI stands for return on investment. I have to always make sure I'm careful about using alphabet soup for any of the listeners out there that may not have their head in textbooks lately, but the return on investment is what you're looking for when you advertise. One of the best places to get a return on investment, even though social media is just an amazing way to get buzz for your business, we talked about the pros and cons of why it is that social media hasn't quite conquered the conversion rate optimization. And to introduce CRO is another piece of the alphabet soup. It stands for conversion rate optimization. So if your business is looking to convert visits to your website and optimize those visitors and turn them into actual business, then you also want to call us, and we can refer you to Crescendo at 480-296-1776, 480-296-1776. We have actually about 3,600 referral partners. So pretty much, if it's anything you need, if you feel like there's some areas that you need to cut costs, we can refer you to businesses that we know historically have done a great job cutting costs, and have done. Let me define a great job at cutting costs. A great job at cutting costs is somebody who can actually increase the value while they reduce your cost at the same time. That's when you have a true win-win situation. That's why we love working with Crescendo. That's why we love working with MMA Systems as far as the IT is concerned, and why we love working with our partners in the merchant services industry. And they do some amazing work. We have a client right now in the merchant services industry that needed to go from 0 to 1.4 million. If anybody know in credit card transactions, if any of you know what that does to your credit card merchant services, what that means is they think that you are doing something fraudulent, and so you got to shut it down. And these guys had an absolutely legitimate, wonderful way. It's essentially a Groupon concept, and so when they send out 850,000 happy emails that say, hey, guess what, you can get 75% off or 50% off of this or that, very legitimate upturn in their merchant services usage. However, merchant services, sets an alarm, and they can come in and shut them down until they review it and make sure it's legitimate. So we were able to get some companies in there that were able to take care of them and make sure that the alarm is set off ahead of time, so they can review exactly what they're doing ahead of time, so that when that trigger happens, nobody's surprised and nobody shuts it down. So if you are a merchant service in need, if you're a merchant in need of a lot of merchant services credit, give us a call at 480-296-1776. So now I want to talk about the advertising side. Crescendo is ranked in the top 10 in the world. They're actually not, they're in the top 10. I guess I might as well just say that at this moment in time, they're number 8. They just moved up from number 9 to number 8. If you live in the Arizona area, you definitely want to give us a call, once again at 480-296-1776, and you will be able to learn more from us about how it is that Crescendo is able to be ranked so highly. Now, keep in mind, there are magazines out there that will rank companies if they just pay them. It's the highest paid person in the advertising that gets the highest ranking in PC Mag. I did not indict PC Magazine. That's not what I'm saying. But there are magazines out there that the ranking is essentially based or is able to be purchased. The ranking that I'm talking about is very quantitative. It has to do with about 8 different parameters that are researched, and it has to do with price. It has to do with value given. It has to do with perceived value. So the customers are surveyed, and the customer satisfaction, the value that they feel that they're getting for their money is rated. There's a lot of different things that are rated in the ranking of the SEO companies, and Crescendo is ranked number 8 in the world right now. So if you're in Arizona and you want to have somebody who's in your backyard, then definitely give us a call. And if you're anywhere in the United States or in the world, frankly, give us a call, and we would be happy to refer you to Crescendo. One of the very strong aspects of the Social Universe talk show is referral partnering, and if you can't tell, we're talking a lot about our referral partners today. And again, we have 3,600 of them, and I would probably say about 1,000 of them have different ways that your company can increase the services they receive at a lower cost than the current services that you're currently receiving. So it's a great way for you to be able to contact us and get in touch with our referral partners. And any of you out there, I would recommend doing the same. If you have some great referral partners that you know and trust, that when you refer them to a company, they're not only going to do a great job for them, but they really will give them increased value for a lower cost than they're currently receiving. I would recommend doing the same thing. That's one of the keys of referral partnering for any of you who are out there wondering, what's the best way to do referral partnering? Another advantage of this, if you're out there doing business development as a business owner, or if you're in the field of business development, referral partners give you a reason and an excuse to touch your clients that maybe aren't moving along at that particular time. So if you have on the table a proposal for them to spend, say, $3,000 a month with you on whatever it might be, copy machines, that brings up another one of our referral partners that I want to talk about. A lot of people go out there and buy a copy machine for $20,000, and they negotiate the price heavily. They get the best copy machine they can at the best rate they can, with the color copy and all the different options that are available with copying. Well, what they don't realize is that there is a company out there that all they do is lower your cost per page. That's all they care about, and they do it in a way too. It isn't all they care about. The second parameter is making sure that you are doing it on copy machines that are the latest technology. So in many cases, they'll purchase the copy machines for you because you're paying them on a cost per page basis, and they're essentially working on commission. So if you're currently paying an average of 1.2 cents per page, they'll come in and lower it to 1 cent per page, and they may swap out all your copy machines, and you'll find out that the reason they did that, your copy machines were costing you a lot of money on the toner and a lot of the different things that you had. You thought because they were paid off, they were doing a great job for you, but they were actually costing you money. So this company is a great company. So again, it's another way to save money. If you spend $2,000 a month on your copy, paper, and toner, etc., then definitely you want to give us a call at 480-296-1776 about our referral partners that can help you reduce those costs. Now, by the time you have all these great ways to save money, you give us a call, and you all of a sudden have what we call rock soup. That just by us putting a rock and some water in a cauldron, and everybody throws in a few little parts and pieces, $100 here, a month here, $300 a month there, $1,800 a month here and there, you've been able to save up the money, or I should say free up the money, to be able to put into a very heavy advertising campaign. And when we come, we're getting close to break, but I want to give you a little bit of a tidbit about a new program that Crescendo has released that has to do with getting ranked on hundreds of keywords rather than just 2 or 3. We actually got approached by a client this morning that said that their search engine optimization person who's been doing their SEO for years contacted them and said they referenced what we've talked about on a couple of prior shows, the Panda guidelines and the Penguin penalties. They referenced those and said we are going to have to raise our prices to 2 or 3 times what we were charging before, because it's just really hard now. If we don't charge that, everything has been made so difficult by Google to be able to have true organic SEO. They're catching all of the shortcuts, what we call black hat. Sometimes there was a little bit of gray hat going on, that they were in the gray areas, basically. Some of them were completely in the black areas, and Google figured out a great way to be able to analyze using their algorithm and tear people off the wall, which is a way of saying tearing off the wall is de-indexing somebody. Another way of saying it is they may not de-index the company, but they will penalize them. Instead of being number 1 on page 1, they might be number 1 on page 2, and they find very quickly that they are kind of knocked off their number 1. So all that takes a little bit of money. So the taste test I want to give you is that for the same price that even Crescendo previously charged, we were able to Crescendo was able to do a great job of making lemonade out of the Panda and Penguin guidelines in such a way that now they're able to rank on hundreds of keywords rather than just ranking on a couple of keywords. But there's some caveats, and when we come back from break, we're going to talk about that. So don't go away, and we look forward to you joining us again right after this commercial break.